Jesus and his natural death. Quranic wisdom challenging the Bukharian fairy tales. I am inundated with questionnaires and surveys on a daily basis. I want to do one. Ask yourself if Jesus is at this moment in time dead or is he alive in heaven. All of my videos in the Quran Unchained series show us the differences between what Allah has revealed for us to be guided by and the Bukharian beliefs and practices followed by the majority. At the end of this video, answer the above question once more to see which side of the shirk and bid'ah hijab barrier you are on, because that is what it amounts to. The criterion to judge all beliefs.
Say, O Messenger, this is my way. Resting my call upon reason, I am calling you all to God, I and those who follow me. Glory to God! And I am not one of those who ascribe divinity in any form besides Him. We do not invite through blind faith, vague dogmas, or by stunning your intellect with miracles, and even before you, we sent none but men, as messengers, to whom we revealed our messages, men, chosen from the people of the townships. Have they then never journeyed about the earth to see what happened in the end to those who lived before them? But the home of the hereafter is best for those who live upright. Will you not then use reason? There have been times when even the messengers had lost all hope of reformation and thought that they had been denied. Then came our help. We saved everyone worthy of being saved. Without exception, we punished those who thrived on the fruit of others' toil. Indeed, in the history of these men, there is a lesson for people of understanding. As for this revelation, it could not possibly be a hadith, fabricated. It confirms the surviving truth in the previous scriptures and gives a detailed explanation of everything. And it is a beacon and mercy for all those who accept it.
The following Quranic verse is now going to be disclosed to show us what is the present state of Jesus according to the wisdom and authority of Allah, as narrated by his Rasul, the Messenger. All messengers before Muhammad are dead.
Remember that Muhammad is only a messenger. The messengers before him have passed on. So, if he died or was slain, would you turn about on your heels? But anyone who turns about his heels would not, in the least, harm God. And God will soon reward those who remain appreciative for the guidance. The system the messenger has established is to become a beacon of light for all humanity. The believers will reap the fruit of the benevolent system here and then get rewarded in the hereafter.
Jesus was a messenger.
The Messiah, son of Mary, was no other than a messenger, like other messengers before him who passed on, and his mother was a woman of truth. Both of them were human beings who had to eat food, like all other mortals. See how clearly we explain our verses for them, how they still deviate.
Jesus was a messenger who lived before Muhammad, hence Jesus is now dead. He cannot be found up there.
Hey, Houston, we've had a problem here. Can say again, please? Houston, we've had a problem.
Jesus raised up again, removing the confusion.
Hence, peace was upon me on the day I was born, the day I die, and on the day I shall be raised to life again. Such was Jesus, the son of Mary, and this is the truth of this matter about whose nature they so deeply disagree.
The sequence of events are his birth, his death and resurrection on Judgment Day. This is not what is believed by the Bukharian. They see birth, rising up to heaven, return to earth, death and then resurrection. Quranic truths overrule Bukharian lies if you take the time to study the Quran with meaning and thought, not with deaf, dumb and blind indoctrination to man-made ideas.
Peace on him the day he was born, the day he died and the day he shall be raised alive.
The above verses relates to Yahya, John the Baptist, if we are to believe this is him, the same words, and if we have the same meaning, how many are coming back with Jesus? Think the sequence is life, death and raised to life again, not raised up again. the Bukharian Bible-inspired corruption.
Behold, Allah said, O Jesus, I will take you and raise you to myself and clear you of the falsehoods of those who blaspheme. I will make those who follow you superior to those who reject faith, to the day of resurrection. Then shall you all return to me, and I will judge between you about the matters over which you dispute.
Most scholars say that the above means Jesus was bodily raised to Allah whilst he was asleep, not dead or died in his sleep, and will return to earth prior to Judgment Day, and then after Resurrection Day, return to him. From where to where, and why does the verse have no intervening return to earth, dying and returning again? As Jesus is supposed to be with Allah, then he cannot be returning to him, so the Bible-inspired fairy tale corruption is exposed by the wisdom of the Quranic teachings. Rafa. Let us look at a verse from the Quran where the word is used, and hopefully you will see the correct meaning without me explaining it first. Check the Arabic to see if I am trying to pull a fast one and give you a false understanding. Thinking and finding out something yourself is sometimes much more beneficial than just being told, as per.
Read. In the name of your Lord and Cherisher, who created you to think.
Begin by reading, not blind reciting.
Men must testify in a written, legal will that, after their death you to a foreigner, their widows will receive 1 year's maintenance without their being obliged to leave the house. But, if they leave on their own accord, there is nothing wrong in letting them do whatever they wish to do with their own lives in a lawful manner. And God is Almighty, the Wise, and He grants this permission.
So Wafa means death, not bodily raise you to myself. Rafa. The word Rafa means raised up, but it has nothing to do with physically going up, and is more correctly raised in honor, exalted. It is translated and understood as exalted and honored when referring to other messengers, and is never translated as raised up alive unto himself, for them. Why?
And make mention of Idris, Enoch in the book. Surely, he was a man of truth, a messenger, and we raised him to a high station of honor. These are some of the messengers whom God blessed. They all were from the descendants of Adam, the early humans, the descendants of those whom we carried with Noah on the ark, and the descendants of Abraham and Jacob, the Israel. We guided them and selected them. Whenever the messages of the Most Gracious were conveyed to them, they would fall down prostrate, in tears, devoted to submission. They put their hearts into their mission.
Those who followed the word of Allah were raised up in honor due to their practicing the right way approved by Him and not their own vain desires. Also look at these verses.
We sent no messenger before you without having revealed to him, there is no God but me, therefore you shall worship me alone. And some say, the Beneficent has taken unto himself a son, glory to him. They are but servants raised in honor. They do not proceed to convey any word, as revelation, before he has revealed it to them, and they act by his command. He knows their future and their past. They cannot intercede, except that they may stand up as witnesses for those who have earned a bond of his approval in the worldly life, and they stand in awe and reverence of his glory. Any person who claims, indeed, I have divine powers beside him, we reward him with hell. Thus, we repay the wrongdoers.
The correct understanding.
God said, O Jesus, I will cause you to die of natural causes, will exalt you in my sight, and will clear you of the slander of the disbelievers, and I will cause those who truly follow you to dominate those who are rejecting you, until the day of resurrection. Eventually, all of you will return to me, then I will judge among you about that wherein you used to differ. Wafat, dying of natural cause. Rafa, exalt, raising in honor. Ilayya, to me. Allegorically, in my sight. God being omnipresent is not confined to the heavens. Those who reject belief or deny divine laws of nature, I shall cause them to suffer in this world and in the hereafter, nor will they have any helpers. And those who choose to believe and work for the betterment of the society, He will pay their wages in full. But God does not love the violators of human rights, zalim, oppressor, violator of human rights, wrongdoer, one who relegates the truth, one who displaces something from its rightful place, unjust, one who chooses to do wrong. O Messenger, These are the messages we convey to you, as the reminder full of wisdom, as Sikha, the reminder, the book that can give you eminence. The message worth taking to hearts. With God, the example of Jesus is that of Adam, other humans who were initially created from dust and then evolved through different stages of life. He created him, the human beginning from inorganic matter, then he said to him, be. And he is. The process of procreation goes on. Is. Kun fayakun. The moment God decrees a thing, it starts happening. So Jesus was conceived naturally. O Messenger, this is the truth from your Lord. So do not be of those who argue in this matter. If anyone argues with you concerning it, after the knowledge has come to you, then say, come, let us call upon our children, and your children, and our women and your women, and our people and your people to leave one another alone, knowing that God's condemnation is upon the liars. Bull, to leave alone. Let someone hold on to his views, let others do as they will, erroneously, but commonly. Mubahil, a contest of mutual cursing. This verse has been subjected to much conjecture through Shani Nuzul, the circumstances of a revelation. Some exponents assert that the exalted prophet is being told here to run a cursing contest with some Christians from Najran in southern Arabia. This is the true account of Jesus. There is no God but God, and God is Almighty, the wise. But if they turn away from the truth, then God is aware of the corrupters.
The Bukharian fairy tales copied the Bible. Fairy tale stories that have Jesus up in heaven are categorically opposed to the Quranic fact that he is dead. They forged well in the minds of the so-called Muslims a false understanding of the verse about Jesus being raised up in honor, completely ignoring and contradicting that the messenger Jesus is now dead and has been for around 2,000 years. Have you answered my question? And has this changed your belief, or is it a case of placing ancestral false tales ahead of Allah and His Quran? There is no comfort in this. You may believe what you like, but this has consequences in this life and the next. This or this. The Quran on Chain.